And it would have been you as well.
And me. And I remember I made a list. Fnatic versus Vitality. Kind of like what Haaland did. I don't know if anyone on the stream has seen that documentary, but there's a documentary on Viaplay.
The Man City player?
Yeah, when he chose Man City over other teams, and apparently he made some kind of list of pros and cons for each team, and he came to the conclusion that City was the one with the most pros. And I remember I made a similar list, Vitality versus Fnatic.
Did
And the one thing,
pros or what?
no, actually Fnatic did.
Oh.
But when I was comparing the lists, the one thing Vitality had was the best player. And I still believe that to this day. Me, Kaiser, Perks, both Photon, or me, Rux, Humanoid, Brasork, and Wunder. Do you agree or do you disagree? That I put the mark on the right side.
In hindsight or in the moment?
In the
like
moment.
if I was taken back in time with no knowledge of what happened? Yeah, I would say Vitality roster is pretty strong. But in hindsight, I think it's like obviously hard to agree with that, right? Because that team can like crash and burn in the end.
But don't you think? Okay, I don't want to. How do you say? I think I would have been able to help the situation more. I don't want to polish my ego or something.
Yeah,
something here, but
you could have done more to say.
I believe I could have helped that team because I think a lot of my strengths are figuring out how my team functions best. Not how to make my team functional in all ways, but how does my team function? How do we win games? And then just pushing for that every game, doing the same thing every game. I think that's one of my biggest strengths as a player, and one of the reasons why I was so successful in Fnatic, I think, because we found our way. This is how we play, and then we do it every game.
Yeah, I think the Vitality roster is one where, like, back in those days, I remember, like, Photon had come from T1, and Bo was, like, mega hyped.
Yeah.
So, like, on paper, the community was like, holy shit, these two players are so insane. And obviously it turned out like they were good, but like the roster crashed.
But they were mismanaged, in my opinion. I think if I was there, but again, I'm polishing my ego and I don't want to do that. But I believe I would not have let the situation be that Bo plays utility jungler every game. I would have refused this situation because I would think, okay, these are the strengths of my players. This is how we win most games, so let's do this every game. And I cannot see a world where that is not Bo playing carries. The guy is so good on carries. So I think the whole team should cater around Bo playing carries. Everyone should sacrifice for him to get all of his camps and invade enemy jungle. Pushing lanes are important in this kind of setup of a team, right? Mid that has utility or pushing and roaming is really important in this kind of team. And when I look back to how they played, it was not like this. But this is how I think you should use Bo.
Yeah,
so good.
I guess it's like, it's just one of those things where like not many teams in the world can pull it off, you know?
But we did with Selfmade. Do you remember?
Yeah, with the Fnatic 2020 roster?
Yeah.
Like the Worlds with the
I think this,
and, like,
the style of 2020 Fnatic would have worked so good for Vitality last year. The same style would have worked so good. I would like to believe me and that team would make more of a difference for the team than Neon. But of course, player to player, Neon was maybe even better than me at the time.
He just came off Misfits, I think, right? And like Misfits was doing really well.
Yeah, I actually think I came into LEC with a really low level, which was my own mistake. I kind of overlooked this fact, but I played in Tier 2 League for the entirety of 2022, and our season finished early August, and the new season started January. So I had 4 months of no games. And I kind of overlooked this fact, how low my level would be when I came to LEC. But I believe if I got to do the whole thing again, I should have went to Korea at the end of this year and just grind, so at least my level is high. Because I think I entered LEC with relatively low level, and with the new system format, LEC format,
the 3 splits,
the stress is so high. Yeah, so I did not have time to recover my skill level.
So you think maybe you could have like put in more effort in that time period?
Yeah, I should have, I think. I did not think it was so important because normally in LEC before, at least the years I played, you would have time to recover. Even if you have a bad start, you have time to figure it out. And I kind of thought it would be the same feeling coming back again, but it was not the same feeling. I came in with a pretty low level, and from day one I was already out of the team.
Did you notice it in like when Scrim started or when the stage game started? That you were like...
I knew from scrims already that my level was relatively low and our duo was really bad, me and Rux. So I was trying to band-aid on stage as much as I could with playing suboptimal matchups or champions, but nothing really worked. And after 9 games, the whole thing happened that we talked about a while back now. So yeah, I did not have time to recover. I overlooked the fact that I did not have the best practice environment in 2022. I came off of rosters that almost always went far into playoffs in LEC or international tournaments, so my practice environment was really good. But 2022, Tier 2 League and early finish made it really bad. So I believe I should have.
That's where like the
went to
downward
Korea.
spiral began.
Yeah, I should have went to Korea, I think.
You got to Korea in the end. You found your
Got
path.
to Korea anyway.
How was T1 Academy? The roster, the players. I mean, you said like Smash is like really like trying his hardest to like look after and stuff. How are the others?
I really like the guys. I watched the interview between Yamato and Rama, and Yamato said something about when he went there, it was kind of like a given that the team would be bros in arms, everyone's like family.
Brotherhood.
Yeah, exactly. And I had that as well in my team, and I really liked that. Seeing the guys always hanging out, always talking about the game. So even if we finished 9th, I would say the process was really enjoyable because we are really a team that do everything together. I guess I am actually the outlier because I have troubles when I don't get to do my routine. I need my routine to feel good.
So if you're
so they stay up late, and I cannot stay up late. I need to wake up early and do my stuff in the morning to feel good about myself. So I will explain this in a second more. Yeah, I had some troubles keeping up with their 8 AM bedtime.
They went to sleep at 8 AM?
Yeah, there was some mornings when I would go to work.
And you go there and they're still playing?
And they would sit in the kitchen in our apartment and have like the last meal.
Were they sleeping there as well or something? Or
no, so we all share apartments.
Okay, good.
So I would go to sleep at like 11 or 12. I'll wake up at 7, and when I was leaving, they were sitting in the kitchen having chicken.
Having chicken before they go to bed?
Yeah.
Wait, they're complete degenerates.
Yeah, we were a little bit opposite in that fact.
Well, I guess they're all like mega young, right? And like I guess you were like that at that age.
Yeah, I remember when I played
grinded.
LSE. In the beginning, I would always skip one night of sleep every week. Normally after the last LSE day, because I wanted to play solo rank so bad.
Yeah.
So I always skip one night of sleep every week for solo rank, and I think they are where I was back then now.
Yeah.
So I don't try to control them. I just suggest that to have the best possible condition for our practice tomorrow, let's try to get to bed and eat a meal.
Yeah, what time are you scrim starting if you're going to bed at 7 a.m.?
So scrim
like
schedule is 1 to 4, 7 to 10, and some days 12 to 0. So 3 blocks of
2
scrims.
a.m.?
Yeah. But the last block is without review. So you play. 3 games, 2 hours instead of 3 games, 3 hours. So you skip the reviews.
Jesus. Well, and then they're like, well, we have 3 scrim blocks. We don't have time to play solo queue, so I'll just grind till 7.
Yeah. And all of them pretty much do not play solo rank either before scrims or between. Most of them actually take a nap between scrims,
so which is
something I don't normally see in Europe.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So like between the first and second block, they'll just sleep for half an hour?
Yeah, catch up on the sleep that they didn't get in the night, I think.
They're mega grinding then. So you tried to convince them like, yo, maybe we should like wake up in the morning and play some games before we play scrims?
I've tried to suggest at least 1 hour before scrims. Come in, have a meal, play a game, be...
Is that because the first game of the scrim block was disgusting?
The first 3.
The first 3 were just completely useless?
Yeah, I think so. So, in my opinion, we should not up the quantity, we should up the quality. But I understand they're 10 years younger and they do not see it the same way as I do. So, it is hard for me also to enforce. I think the optimal solution is they do a little bit of what I want, I do a little bit of what they want, and we meet in the middle. But, of course, it is easy for someone like me to let go of all my routines that I so much need to feel good, and hard for them to have the discipline to go to bed when they are 17, 18. So
yeah, I get that.
I don't think there is a good solution. I just think if we both give a little bit, things will be better, and we can optimize our days more and get more of our
And did you
more
go
out
to
of
a little
our
bit?
days.
Or did they just say like...
This will be starting now.
Okay, okay, so we're starting it for summer split.
Yeah, and the reason why I think things kind of got out of hand this time was because it's been a mess, basically, from start to finish. So I went there November for testing, and then
like,
once I
like to join the team tryouts?
Yeah. So that was in early November, and once I passed the tryouts, I went back to Sweden to repack everything. Came back early December with our preseason, and then right before the season was about to start, late December, I had to go back to Sweden for my visa, and I left 28th December, I think. Came back 11th of January. Season started like 14. So I came back 3 days before season started. And we never really had time, I think, to talk about these things that I'm talking to you about now.
Because you just get like the cog starts turning and like things start going.
The season just starts, and there's no time to talk about how we want the season to look like. And I believe the discussion we're having now is a discussion you should have before the season starts as a team. What is the schedule we're going to be using? And then everyone signs that, and there is no such thing as I don't want to, because you agreed already before that you were going to do it. So there is no discussion to be had later on. But because I came in so close to the season, I don't think we talked about a lot of things that are good to talk about as a team before the season starts. So I kind of wish things would have been different back then, but I also understand that testing had to be done, preseason had to be done, visa had to be done. So I'm hoping now with me coming in May, that gives us over a month to talk about these things and to set up the season in a better way.
I mean, it's just setting up like routines, right? I think a lot of teams do that. Like a lot of teams will have like, here are our principles. This is what our work schedule is going to look like. Everyone's going to follow it. And then you can hold people accountable. It's like your latest.
If you decide before, you can hold people accountable. But if you do not decide before, then it is hard to change everyone in the middle of the season because everyone's doing their thing and focusing on stress. And I think you need to talk about it before. And that's something I actually learned from watching Yamato Roma, because Roma talked a lot about this, that they have this week of, they call it workshops, I think, workshop week, where they talk about all the stuff that they will be doing during the season and how they're going to handle losses and wins and
I saw
make the weeks and everything. And I believe that is the correct approach, and I want to do the same for my team now going into summer.
Yeah, G2 is strict.
So we talked a little bit before about my down in K-Corp.
Yeah.
When I had this therapy in 2022, I was just keeping myself afloat, but my therapist told me at some point that I should go and make a neuropsychological evaluation. Okay. I know the Swedish word, I don't know the exact English word, but basically the therapist told me that there might be underlying issues that I need to figure out. Yeah. So 2023 starts, I don't have time to make this evaluation, but I get the bench from Fnatic and I go back to Sweden. I'm thinking this is a perfect time to do this. So I'm going to do this. Yeah. I make the whole thing, and in September, I get my diagnosis.
What did you say? So you did some tests?
Yeah, some tests, and I talked to her about my childhood and how I was when I was younger and how things are going now. Yeah. And I meet the doctor and he talks to me, and in September I get my diagnosis. I have high functioning autism, or I'm on the autism spectrum. Yeah. Before you would call it Asperger's, but you do not call it this anymore because he has some bad history. So you do not use that word anymore. You call it just being on the autism spectrum. And my first instinct was, oh my God, my life is over. Because it sounds so negative when you get told from your therapist that you need to do this, and then you get the diagnosis and thinking like, my life is over. But actually, after getting the diagnosis, my life has just been better. Straight up, just better.
Things make sense more?
Yeah, because now I understand why some things in the past did not work the way I wanted them to. And why, for example, I was really successful in Fnatic because I was in the same team every year with the same people in the same environment. this is perfect for someone with my diagnosis. But when I started changing team, new people every year, new situations to be in, this is not good for someone like me. So I understand why I was really successful in Fnatic and why I was not successful at all outside of Fnatic. So with this diagnosis, I feel like I have a better understanding of the situations I should put myself in. And if I knew this, for example, 2020, when I made the choice to go to G2, I would have never made the choice. Not because going to G2 was bad for any other reasons, but because for me and someone with my diagnosis, it was not a good situation to put myself in. So I wish I knew sooner that I had this, but I'm also just happy that I know now, because from now on I feel like I can make my life much better. And I hope people can go past what I explained before, like this feeling of, oh my god, this is such a negative thing, because it sounds negative, but I hope everyone watching can just look past that and really think twice about what it really is. And for me, it really just is understanding to things that are a little bit different from others and help with tools how to make my life better. So I do not know how to explain it in the best way. I was actually thinking we could use ChatGPT maybe.
ChatGPT to describe what the...
To describe exactly what it is, because I feel like I'm not the right person to explain exactly what it is, exactly what it means.
Yeah.
Good questions, for example, could be, what are the strengths of this diagnosis? What are the weaknesses?
Social interactions, trouble understanding social cues and body language, non-verbal communication. Many individuals with this have intense interest in specific topics.
That's the obsessive behavior I told you about before. I wanted to explain you there and then, but I was thinking it's better to do it this way, the proper explanation. But this obsessive thing I had about paddle, and that I also have about League now for 14 years, comes from this. I have this.
So like the frustration of moving teams and feeling like uncomfortable or needing your routines and hyperfixations, like everything's just kind of like the question's been answered. Repetitive behaviors.
So I know, for example, from here on out, I should not change team unless I have to, because it's not good for me to change environment. So I should really be careful which situations I put myself in.
Changes or transitions. May struggle with unexpected changes or transitions in their environment, becoming anxious or upset when faced with familiar interruptions or disruptions to their schedule. Wow, okay.
And the last part is, I think, what I meant earlier. With the guys are going to bed late. And I need to just go to bed same time every day, wake up same time every day, eat the same time every day. Things just have to be that. Or I freak out. And I was thinking of a way to explain this on stream so everyone can understand, but I did not come up with anything better than if things get too much for me. Basically, if my glass of water goes over the edge, then I cannot take it away. I cannot empty the glass. I have to reboot. So basically, it is as if your PC is blue screening. There's nothing wrong with the PC.
Okay.
But I just blue screen. And I give you the, sorry, I'm not working as I should, but I have to smile. And my whole day is finished. I cannot do anything. I have to go to bed and reset, reboot my PC. So the only way, if I have something bad happen, or I run out of energy, or my glass is too full, is I have to go to bed and start over. I cannot stop the feeling. I just have to reset. So I'm like a blue screen PC when something like this last part, for example, gets too much.
You just like shut down completely independently, and you're just like, I need to reboot.
I cannot. So if something bad happens, I cannot drop it. Like even if I tell myself, drop it, I cannot. It's there, and it's destroying my day. So I need to go to bed and reset.
Well, it's good that like a lot of things are like answered, and the idea of like changes and transitions being scary, like it's a reason for it, you know, like having that reason and like reassurance that it's like this is why it's happening, rather than you thinking like you're the problem. You're like, is it me? You know, it's like it's just a part of you, I guess.
I think the best feeling that came from it was before the diagnosis. I always tried to be like everyone else and do what everyone else does. But after the diagnosis, I stopped trying. You understand what I mean?
So like you felt like you should be doing what they're doing and trying to like change you to be like them, and then you realize it's not working and you just kind of like gave up, and you realized
now it's more like, actually there's nothing wrong with me, so to speak. This is just who I am. It's a part of me, so I should stop fighting it. If I feel good by waking up early and doing things this way, I should just learn how to communicate it and be better expressing why and how I want things to be, rather than waking up late as everyone else and doing what everyone else does, because I think this was slowly killing me on the inside. So after the diagnosis, it's been much better just to accept that this is who I am, this is a part of me, I need things to be in a certain way, and the thing I need to do from this is not to be stubborn and say, I only do things this way. Because even if that is the case, I think the most important part is just to communicate. First of all, why things are the way they are, and then how I want things to be, and give like pros and cons as to why I'm doing things this way, just so people understand better why I am.
Just communicate way better.
Yeah, just communicate better, So that's really what I've tried to take away from this. I'm really trying to study up on what the whole meaning of it is, what the strengths and weaknesses are, what I can do to make my days better. I'm reading some books about how to make my life quality better, what to think about, what to avoid. And I feel like the key point here is just to communicate with the people around me that, first of all, I have this diagnosis, and then second of all, what that means. And if I do not explain what that means, I feel like people might just think I'm weird. But if I explain what it
like
means,
you're doing things like intentionally in a way, right?
yeah, but if you explain it all, I think it's no problem actually. And I have felt very supported in T1. They always help me. So in one of our first feedback meetings that we had, where they got to tell me what they think is going good and bad, and I got to tell them as well. I told them, for example, that I want the calendars to be detailed to the minute. This is the time we eat. This is the time we play. Because otherwise the schedule would be there's scrims today, but not when. And that freaks me out. I need to know when everything is.
You know when the scrims are.
Yeah, exactly when. Yeah.
When we're eating.
And I told them on a Wednesday and Thursday, the whole calendar was just filled with exact details. And that made me so happy. That made my life 100 times easier. So because all that stress and panic I had from before just disappeared.
Yeah, so you communicated it and like they took it on board, fixed the problem, or like took your input and applied it. And then all your anxiety disappeared.
Yeah, all disappeared. But that's how troubled it can make me. It can go really from, I cannot do this, I cannot get the days to work, to, oh, everything's great. So I just need to learn, I need to learn how to communicate my needs better. So that's really what I've been trying since the diagnosis, to just tell people around me, educate them, and be more communicative with what I need and how I see things. So they understand me and they do not think I'm coming from a bad place. Because I think over the years, people have seen and heard that I have problems. And I always thought it was like real problems. I'm weird or I'm doing things with poor intention. But actually now after the diagnosis, of course it doesn't like take away bad things I've done, but it explains why they happened. And I think if I knew back then what I know now, I could have communicated better my needs. But back then I didn't know myself, so I wasn't able to communicate why I need things to be this way or why I'm doing things this way. And then maybe there was some friction with teammates or I think from here on out basically things will be better, and that's the most important, that I live my life in a better way.
I mean, you didn't know that, right? You didn't know the full story, so you're just trying to like make compromises and accommodate, and like that only made you worse, I guess, right?
Yeah.
So once you finally figure it out, you can then just be more communicative.
Yeah, and from here, not only should people around me then have a better understanding, but most importantly, I should have a better understanding as to why things are happening the way they are, and I should stop hammering on myself, you're doing it wrong. This self-hatred that's been inside me for so long feels easier to deal with now.
Feels like answered.
Yeah, that's it. That's it.
The chat was coming.
Thank you for allowing me to share. That is the most important thing to say, I would like to believe.
Yeah, I mean, it's a huge
Coming
deal.
here and
That's
being able to share.
Yeah.
That's sort of what I meant when I wrote the tweet, that when I was feeling really bad last year, you supported me a lot. And I kind of wanted to do this with you, just you, because I feel like we've already had similar discussions, so it would be easy to talk to you about this. So yeah,
bro, you're always
happy that you gave me this.
You're always welcome. Just knock on the door, come in. I'm always happy to have you on and like talk to you personally and like on stream, or the rats I think also love you. Yeah, that's what they're called. You can just call them the rats. That's their name. They're always here. So how are you doing? I'm good.
How's the streaming life versus the streaming and everything else life? Because in theory you're working the same amount of hours, but I guess you have less to do.
Well, I was like I'll stop casting so I can focus on streaming and have a better work-life balance. And then I realized like I'm just streaming 10 times more.
Yeah, you work the same amount of hours, but you're doing it in a different way. Yeah. Actually, how does a day look like for you? A normal day. Let's say you start early because you have the LPL or the LCK.
Yeah, just like 8 AM alarm, or like
you actually have alarm in the morning, right?
Yeah. And then wake up like in my underwear, you know, walk over to the PC, press start streaming with the start screen, leave it for 10 minutes, freshen up, and then just send it till the content runs dry. So, yeah. But I'm taking it much easier these last few days, which is good. So
but let's say there's no LCK LPL, you still do the not entertainment, what do you call it when you play other games? You are...
Oh, the variety?
Variety,
yeah. Do that? No, not anymore, because it's like playoffs in MSI, so I'm like big pacing the league. They'll always write this about 07 and variety, because they know as soon as variety goes, it's just only league, so the Reds get sad that it's only league.
But you don't play right now, do you?
Like solo queue?
Yeah.
A little bit. I don't have time, because I'm just watching all the leagues all the time. Like LCS finals, like last weekend I felt pretty shit, because I had to do 34 hours in 48 hours of streaming. I had to do like LSK into LPL into LEC into LCS. Yeah. Those 2 days were tough, but yeah, I'm chilling. So let's say you end LEC, no, LCS is even after LEC, isn't it? Yeah. So when does that end, LCS? If I'm lucky at like 1 AM. If I'm unlucky, like start the morning after at like 9. So 4 hours of sleep. Yeah, it's only two days back to back though. It's only on weekends. Yeah, my variety is LEC, LPL, LCS. That's my variety. It's the 4 different major regions. League is really fun to watch. Yeah, League is mega fun to watch. I like the game. I think the map change did a lot of good for the game. Now actually looking at some old clips, I feel like it was so obvious all the time where things were going to be happening, but now it feels like much more open. Like you can actually get punished much easier, and if you're really good, you can like really push your advantage. And I think the game's gotten faster. Yeah. Like you can be punished more, and you can accelerate the game quicker over the last like 10 years. So I really like the new game. I did not like it when it happened, because at least when we were playing Korea, I know in Europe they have the
custom games where they were playing the new game.
Oh,
in
yeah,
houses, yeah.
In houses, yeah.
But in Korea, what we were doing was scrimming, new game, solo rank, old game, and it felt like really annoying
That's
that
jarring
this
as well.
was the situation. Now, when you can play solo rank and scrim new game, everything feels good. I sort of wish they made the swap earlier. I actually do not understand why they swapped the game in January. Why did they not do that sooner?
In the preseason?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That makes no sense, actually.
Well, luckily they give TR to the pro players, but it did
Yeah,
take,
but even then.
they basically, the reason is they killed preseasons, right? Like preseason don't exist anymore. They just
Yeah,
like
but
the ranked season.
even then, they should have done it before.
Yeah.
So close to pro season.
Yeah.
Like, it was just better to do it before, for sure. Because there's no pro games in November, December, so you can easily do it then after Worlds.
There's only like the Master Cup, but they could just do the tournament on the new patch anyway.
Yeah, I'm not sure what they were thinking there yet. But I really like the new game, that's all I wanted to say. I think it's so much fun to watch. Like, I can actually watch games now.
What leagues do you watch?
I tried to follow LCK all games, LEC all games. At least when I was in Korea, I was watching all LCK, all LEC, and LCK Challengers, of course, my own league.
Yeah.
Now when I'm home, I'm trying to follow LPL, LCK, basically all you are watching. I'm watching you, so.
Vedia said the same to me today. He was like, "Yeah, I just watch your VODs." I'm like, "Bro, like, why don't you just watch the mainstream?" I don't know.
Better to support you.
Oh, I don't know. That's so I don't know why I feel like I'm very bad at receiving kind words and gifts. You know, like when it's my birthday, I feel like a terrible person. But when it's someone else's birthday, hell yeah, I'm never. Yeah.
So I think I'm saying the right thing now. So your one of your love languages is not receiving gifts of affirmation, I think. One of your love languages is to make acts of
kindness.
Yeah, something like that. I don't know the exact words, but something like that.
Yeah, I'm not very good at receiving
do you know that thing about the 5 love languages?
No, I don't.
You can make a test and see your 5 love languages. So, for example, one of them is receiving acts of kindness or giving.
One of them is when my support jungle comes in. Oh my god.
Receiving?
Definitely is that one.
It's a good test to make. It tells you some things about how, if you enter a relationship, you should think and what you should ask for and communicate to your partner.
The 5 love languages. Okay, I'll do it. There's one guy in the chat, and he's spamming the same question, and I saw it like 20 times.
Okay, let's answer it.
He says, "Have you screamed the main team?"
No.
Never?
But I watched their scrims a few times.
You can watch them whenever you want?
I have a link to their votes, yeah.
Oh, damn.
So I usually go and see at least what they play.
Yes.
And do some games where I'm like, you carry is like T or R or 5, and then I just watch carrier movement, like how it's moving on the map. For me, the hardest.
I think that's like a big buff to like have. A lot of people don't have. You know? Like having main team scrims, like I don't think a lot of people have that on like academy teams around the world in general, or like especially like a caliber of like whatever team.
It was one of the things I asked for first when I went to T1 because I knew, of course, that T1 has the best team in the world. So if I can get anything from them, that's really good for me. So I asked for POV from Carrier because I think watching official streams, you only get like choke him a little bit.
You only get where the camera goes.
But when you see the mouse and you see like the POV, that's when you really get the good stuff. So I wanted to get like the POV and something like the game files because either last year or year before, Riot made this change that you can watch like the actual replay. You don't have to watch from the stream.
Oh,
like for example,
game client spectate?
Yeah, when I was in Fnatic last year, we could download like actual LCK games on stage, put them on the PC, like you're in the game, you can control, pause, move around. So basically that. And I thought that stream, so that's really nice. I can watch Carrier's POV, but I think to take myself to the next level as support, I need a private coach. And I told T1 like a month back that I think for me in summer, private coach would do wonders because in our team there's 5 players and GBM, and GBM have to do drafting and coaching for the entire team. And the guys, he translates for me, and the guys are young, so he has to talk about a lot of things that to me are not that stimulating because a lot of the discussions are surface level, what the youngsters need basically. So I was telling T1 that I think a good situation for summer would be that I have a private coach, someone that watches my POV and sees the good parts and tells me like this is going well, this is not going well, these champions might fit your style, these champions might not, this is what you need to work on. Basically helps me along the way.
Like a positional coach.
Yeah, basically a positional coach, because I feel if I go LEC next year or if I want to go a high tier team next year, I need to be good right away. I don't want to make the mistake that I did coming into last year where I come in and my level is low, my potential is high, and if I have time, I will make it, but my level from the beginning is low. I don't want that situation. I want a situation where I come in, I have no weaknesses, but I have clear strengths. Like you give me a range champion, you give me Zen or Ash, game is over. Or you put me on Nautilus, I can still make it happen. Maybe not my best champ, but maybe not my worst. But now my feeling is, my strengths are so clear. My laning phase is insane.
Yeah, your laning phase is really good.
And my range champs are really good. But the second you put me on an engaged champ, communication is hard with the team. I don't really know exactly when my time is to go, or like this radius of where I should stand. Am I too far in, just dying easily, or am I too far out, cannot hit big shots? Yeah, my spacing is not right, basically. So I think to speed up the process, instead of me having to play the game, watch my own games, coach myself, I need someone else to do it for me. I need someone to come in and help me. So I told T1 for summer, I want someone watching my scrims, watching my solo rank, and then have a debrief at the end of the day or a meeting before the start of the day to just make some goals for the day, think about this, play these champions, work on this.
Yeah, bullet points.
Yeah, I think I need a coach to make the process faster. I'm turning 28 this year. When I was thinking about it in my head, I at least want to go to 30, I think. So that gives me two years left, 2025 and 2026.
Yeah.
And to make those 2 years the best possible, I think I need to work now. I should not wait till the start of next year and then make the work. I should make the work now, so when I go into next year, I'm just that good right away.
You don't see 30 as like a cutoff, right?
No,
you don't see 30
but I
like
see that I at least want to go there, with that milestone. And also, how can you retire before Faker? In all honesty.
I don't know.
He's the best player in the world, and he's older than me, so I cannot do it. I have to keep up.
I mean, yeah, you guys' career has been like pretty long though. When did your first start? Season 2?
I played my first professional game summer season 2.
Yeah, I mean, you and him.
You actually want to watch one of the first games I played? I know it.
What's the first game you ever played? Let's see if I can find it.
First game I ever played, PAH versus Millennium, DreamHack Summer 2012. Guess what champion I played before you watch it?
Ezreal.
No.
Vayne.
No. He's not an AD carry anymore.
Graves.
Yeah. The old good Graves.
Were you running it down?
With my name.
The red
a little bit different. So my team was Moops. You know
yeah,
Moops.
I know Moops, yeah.
Lunette.
Lunette, yeah.
I think he's coaching these days, Lunette.
Yeah.
And then me, Cotton X,
and
Swedish guy, and Harkybot, yeah. And they all traveled to Sweden.
Entensberg, that was the Pokemon guy in season 5, he was so annoying.
Yeah. They all traveled to Sweden, and I live near Finköping, the place where DreamHack is held. And
you perfect game him in your first game?
Yeah. And we were a mixed team. We never practiced, not one game. I was just sitting with my friends playing like the actual LAN for fun. And I was high elo at this time, so I had some contact with some guys, and these guys were coming. So I played from my LAN position with my friends next to me. The bring your own PC tournament where you could qualify for the actual tournament. So I had some games before this to qualify, but this was the first like official.
First, like you're on the mainstream, like
yeah, mainstream. Yeah, we actually played against Fnatic this tournament.
Really?
I played Urgot. We lost.
And then they picked you up afterwards, or what?
So I played with Fnatic like 4 months later this year.
Bro, how good was Graves AD carry? How fucking cool was that? Did you get the cannon? You did. Bro, you were chovying before chovy was even born. What are you on about?
209 at 22, not bad.
Yeah, not bad for season.
So at this time I was 50.
Jesus, when was this?
At least when I pushed 30, I think that's
June 2012. So your anniversary for pro play is June 2012. So your 12-year anniversary is coming up.
Yep.
What are you gonna do to celebrate?
Play more league. Actually, cannot anymore.
They changed it. They changed it.
I don't think she's bad now, but she was OP before. Like, before anyone else knew, I was playing it. Not because I actually thought it was OP, I just thought I was good at her.
Yeah.
But then I realized, when everyone else started playing her, wow, she's really OP. And now they're putting down her numbers from like 30% when you're not last hitting to 8. Yeah. So you cannot get these insane soul numbers anymore where you would have like 110 or 20. I always looked at it as, if you have 100 at 20, you're doing good.
100 at 20?
Yeah, anything less is bad. Of course, it also depends on how you play. Most Sennas now actually roam. They pick woods first, and they go roam, and they let their TP Tam or TP Nautilus solo. I do not play TP Tam or TP Not. We play Senna Yasuo, Senna Lee Sin. So then it is about lane. So my first prize is always Serrated Dirt. And me and Smash have this thing where we call it Serrated Dirt Senna item. So we just say to each other, play for Senna item, play for Senna item, play for Senna item. And then we know when I'm level 5 and I have Senna item, GG.
It's over.
Enemy cannot. So
yeah, didn't you play Draven Senna as well?
Yeah, but I made a mistake that lane. It was against Fox, and we normally win that kind of lane, but they were smart. They went 5 bot level 1 and invaded our blue. We were red side, so we could not start in the lane, and they were first hit in the CS. They were not a Kalista, so they were first to 2, first to 3. Could not play. I had Doran start as well. My opinion is, if you have 2 Doran's item, you have to win lane. If you lose lane, game is over, because support cannot get support item, and the other guy will get like 1,000 gold over you, and you cannot win.
I mean, yeah, double Doran's just like guaranteed.
So you have to. That's
my favorite matchup when you're playing like Varus Ash versus like I don't know, Senna Caitlyn or Senna Draven or something. Like Halo Blade Central. Doran Blades at least. But you can't do that anymore now.
Actually, we played a lot of Caitlyn support with Smash on Caitlyn. Few Kalista supports, Smash on Kalista, and I was playing Varus AD most of these games. So we'd have Varus Caitlyn or Varus Kalista bot, and he would play the support. Yeah. But now with support items start as a must, I feel like this is kind of disappearing a little bit. At least the same feeling in the lane where you're just getting like completely destroyed. Like 2 Dorans can completely run over you, so it's a bit different now with support item as a must. But I think it is better for the game than this double Dorans.
Yeah, because that item change was needed, right? Otherwise, everyone just plays AD carry supports every game.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't mind that, I guess.
I did not mind it. I mind more when I have to play champions I have never played or a style I've never played.
Yeah.
But I believe with a private coach or a positional coach, I can work through those issues and overcome those issues and become a player where I do not have a weakness. Kind of like when I played AD carry. I think this is sort of how it was when I played AD carry. I was never bad. I had some good champions, like really good champions, but I was never bad. So I had strong weakness and strong strength, I would say. And I would like to become same as support. I think that's who I am. So when I played Nautilus like twice on stage, I felt really bad. I do not know what to do. I do not know when it's a good time to go because I also do not understand what they're saying. Yeah. So I kind of have to guess like, is this a good time? Is this a good time?
You just have to kind of guess.
So I need to practice many times and have someone
Your
help
role was
me.
good.
Yeah, but I also played 200 games Royal before I went, and 200 games Rakan. And I regret so much that I didn't stick to that when I went there. But I also feel like it is okay to fail because it is my first split as support. So in some way I'm happy that I'm willing to try everything and not closing doors. But in some way, I also wish I played more the good champs because we were really close to playoffs, and I believe maybe if I played only my good champs, we would have made it. So
like you said, you wish you would put more time in like Nautilus, Alistar.
Now I will, but I think during spring maybe I should prioritize winning more than improving more.
Sounds like you need to play on your guts more than on comms then if you're playing these champs.
It's hard to play engage because I have to read the situation without understanding what everyone else is saying and just kind of make a guess. I think now is a good time, and then just go.
Yeah, it's just gut feeling.
Yeah, just go and hope they follow.
But you can train your gut feeling, I think. Like these things can be like trained on engage supports.
Yeah, I told the others the more games we play, the better things we get, even if we do not understand each other. Because you get a feel for what kind of decisions people make and what kind of things they're saying, and then you can sort of tie like different words to different meanings.
Yeah.
So I believe the more we play, the better things we get. But spring was hard. But I also knew that coming there. Like when I was there for testing, I felt instantly like, oh, this is a lot.
You got a lot to work on.
Yeah, a lot with the language, culture, new role. Like I just want to focus on my new role, but then there's the language. I just want to focus on that. But then there's new role, and then the culture, new teammates.
Yeah. And if you're focusing on yourself too much, you can't impact the team, and the team's struggling, and you have to impact the team, and you have to sacrifice yourself a bit.
I've kind of come to terms that even though Mind Plays doesn't look good, in some way this was a successful split for me because it could have been way worse. Like it could have been me being bad, actually, and having to play 47 games of being bad. And then hating my life there.
Yeah, you guys were weird. You were like beating top teams, but then losing bottom teams, and then win games, but losing games.
I think our biggest problem was that we had a clear style that we were good at, but we were not decided on this being our style. We just played a bit of everything. I think I played like 15 champs or more this split, but not all of them fit that style. So I think I should have been, or at least for summer now, I want to be more strong with, I believe this is what we're good at. Let's cater towards this. Let's play champions that are good at this and work on the style rather than play every champ. Especially when we do not have the communication. I do not think it is a good idea to go on stage with a new setup champion and then having to figure out on the fly what to do. Because that's normally what you do when you have new matchups or playing
like
champions for the first time. Yeah, you have to wing it a bit and talk to each other like, this team fight didn't go well because what will we do next fight? Yeah, you get what I mean.
Yeah.
You talk it
problem
out.
Solving during
yeah, problem. Yeah, exactly. So since we cannot do that, I think we need to be really strict with what we play. So what have we not talked about?
What have we not talked about?
We talked about a lot.
I wrote some things down, but I think all of them were hit.
I've been so nervous about this. Like, I had so much to say. And,
you feel like you better that you got it off your chest?
I hope I got everything off my chest. I guess I'll figure out after what I did not talk about, but I hope I talked about. At least for me, the most important thing to talk about was my diagnosis, because this is really a weight I'm bearing, and I want people to know, not because I want people to forgive me for previous mistakes. I just want the future to be better. That's all. I do not care so much about the past. Whatever happened, happened. But I believe by saying it and communicating it, then the future will be better. So that was the most important thing coming here today that I really want to talk about. But other than that, talked about a lot.
Yeah, we talked about a lot.
Fnatic a bit.
Sounds like you've like grown a lot. I think like people don't get to hear from you often, right? And it's like really nice to be able to hear from you for everyone in the chat and like all the Western fans and stuff.
Actually, I thought about it on the way here. This is probably the best I've felt since before G2 now. Because G2 year was
3-4 years.
not good, 2021. We were doing well, and I was really enjoying playing, but the outside was not good.
Yeah, spring you came in pretty strong.
Yeah, situation was not good. I did not feel that comfortable there, and then I got out at the end of the year, and then 2022 was a mess, as I told you earlier. Not because something was wrong. I think I just wasn't in a state of mind to give 100% to the pro life, and I should have, maybe looking back at it now, taken a break. But it was hard then and there to take a break because I was scared my career would be over, and K-Corp was really hype. And I believe I had the energy until first week of the Masters to give everything. I just ran out sooner than I normally do. Then it hit me. The rest of that year was tough. Last year was the worst year of my career, so yeah, it's probably the best I've felt now since 2020, which is a long time ago, but the pro life is really stressful, so
pro life is like,
can go for a long time.
It's stressful and it's intense. You like, it's not until you stop and look back and you're like, holy shit, has that much time passed?
Yeah.
Or has that many games been played? Or have I done so much since then?
When was the last time you played?
Me? 2020.
What did you, where did you play? 2020?
EXO.
Right.
I was a random, just say it.
I remember, I think, when I think about you...
Do you not remember our game together, bro? Wait, hold up.
When I think about you as a player, the team I think about most, I think, is Schalke.
Oh yeah, I played mid lane there.
When you were with Upset and you had, what's his name in the jungle, Swedish guy?
Memento?
Yeah. That's what I think about. Or HK, I also think about HK when I think about you.
Motherfucker, you knocked me out.
Not so much Excel.
You remember this game?
Oh yeah, I remember. We were also like that.
Yeah, we were 8-8 and you were 7-9, and winner is basically going through.
Yeah, I remember.
Because then you have the tiebreaker versus us if you're 8-9.
Yeah. This game was kind of close.
This game was cringe. I died to fucking... Look at this, how I died to lose throw the game. Remember this item?
Oh, right.
The little ghosties? I was like, what? And then we lost Baron and then the game's over. And then can't win.
Oh, shit, this was a really stressful time, yeah. We were almost out. We finished second in spring that year. And
bro,
then
you guys
almost
almost beat top esports at Worlds. It could have been me. It could have been me at Worlds beating top esports.
Did you have points from spring this year?
No, but it was like to get into playoffs. It wasn't even about like Worlds qualification yet. This was like top 6. Like we were both fighting for like 5th.
So you qualified to Worlds at this time only through placement in playoffs.
Yeah, because it meant there was 4 spots for Worlds this year.
Ah, right, COVID.
Yeah, this is all online. Remember the online games?
Yeah.
You're fucking.
I'm playing them now. We have one every week.
Yeah, you play Monday,
one stage,
Tuesday
one every
on
week,
stage.
and we cannot win. It's not possible because every online game is at 2 p.m. and my guys cannot perform at 2 p.m. I'm telling you. Like
They're like
now in
completely
Korea.
PC. They're like tired as hell.
Yeah, but stage games are not bad. So
Yeah.
I'm hoping for summer I can make a little bit of a change to the schedule so we can have better online games. Because I think we lost basically every online game, but stage games we did okay. We beat DRX twice on stage, Genji once.
Yeah.
And then we had Longxin win once, Genji once, and we beat KDF also once. Yeah. We only had 6 wins, but actually 20 wins total.
KDF Nongshim were good.
KDF were good in the beginning, then Bull went LCK, and they were swapping Andil and Quantum quite a bit, so hard for the teams, I guess, to stabilize.
Yeah. Did you guys think your game ones were cursed? Like, did you have that in your head? You're like, fuck.
What I had in my head
why
was...
always win game 1 and lose?
I knew why, but it was hard to communicate what I think we should do.
Yeah.
So my feeling was always that when we played what we practiced, we were good. And the second we went on something that we did not practice, it was a mess.
Yeah.
Because then you need the communication on the fly, problem solving, and we just couldn't figure it out. Yeah. So I wish more I just pushed strongly, like, no, this week we practice this, let's just play it anyway. Doesn't matter if the matchups are not optimal. I think most of the time games are decided later anyway. It's rare in a pro game that you can just run over the laning phase every game and end it there. Yeah. You kind of need more. So I really wanted to push on my teammates this thing of even bad matchups you can win. But I think at that age, maybe you do not see the same way. You see like your lane right in front of you. Can I play this lane? And then you forget everything else. So I want for summer more just what are we practicing, what are we good at.
You want more plans really.
Yeah, just pre-plan. So that when we go on stage we already know instead of having to figure out them.
Yeah,
How was it for you when you played pro? Did you normally just play what you practice, or did you try to go for the matchups? Do you remember?
Our
What do you
strat
think
was
is
simple.
best actually?
Our strat was like we were so down in the gutter in that split, and we were like, well, Patrick's the only one who can carry, so I'll just play set volley bear every game, and I'll just pass bot and dive.
So you recognize your strengths
that's
as a team, and you went for it.